Hey, my fellow investors, this is Julius with another video of investing in the stock market for financial freedom. I'm a big fan of monthly dividend stocks, if you have been following me. And simply because modern life is built around the idea of the monthly billing cycle. If you look at your mortgage payment, your car payments, health insurance premiums, electricity and phone bills are all paid on a monthly basis. And every regular expense we have runs on a monthly cycle as well. So why don't you pick investments that are going to be able to pay you monthly rather than waiting for 3 months to come? And I'm not saying you should just buy any stock that pays monthly. You still need to do your research before you invest your money because of the risk which is involved. You have to examine the underlying health of the business that you're investing in, the growth prospects, the quality of management, and also the stock's valuation. And these are all important. They're more important than the dividend stock itself. But if personally I was to pick between two identical stocks, I would clearly choose the one that pays monthly rather than the one that pays quarterly. And that's why in this video we are going to look at 3 dividend stocks that pay monthly. At the same time, they're safe enough for you to invest in. But before we jump into the video, please, if you have not subscribed, make sure you've liked the video, subscribe to the channel by hitting the red button below. And I know it's going to take you 1 second of your precious time, but it will mean a lot to this channel. Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. The first stock that we are going to look at is Realty Income. I can't make a list of monthly dividend stocks without including the monthly dividend company itself, and that is Realty Income. Realty Income is one of the most uninteresting and boring companies when it comes to the SP 500. And I'm okay with that because when it comes to investing, boring is okay, especially when the company is paying a good dividend like Realty Income does. You have to understand that Realty Income owns close to 5,000 properties leased to 250 scattered across 49 states, including Puerto Rico. And all of its properties are leased under what we call triple net arrangements, meaning that the tenant is responsible for all maintenance, taxes, and insurance. And once a tenant is moved in, all that Realty Income has to do is collect the check and distribute it amongst its investors, like myself. So who doesn't like that? So as I'm making this video today, Realty Income has paid 562 consecutive monthly dividends and has raised its payout for 78 consecutive quarters. And at a current price, it yields a respectable 4.6%. Now, I own a portion of Realty Income under my portfolio, and I'm planning to add even more and more money. And in return, I expect Realty Income to pay a big chunk of my expenses in a good 20-25 years from now when I actually do retire. But for now, I'm planning to put more and more money into this stock, and at the same time I'm reinvesting my dividends and watching my portfolio grow. So if you want your money to work for you rather than you working for your money, please don't make sure to join the family by subscribing below by hitting that red button. That way you won't miss any of my videos that I post weekly. So the second dividend stock that pays monthly is Global Net Lease. Now this stock has a dividend yield of 9.5%, and this stock is well diversified with about 59% of its portfolio invested in office buildings, another 18% in industrial, 13% in distribution, and I think 10% invested in retail properties. Now this stock tenants are also well diversified as well, but perhaps the biggest selling point when it comes to this stock is the country diversity. Global Net Lease has about half of its portfolio in American properties, with the rest in Europe. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, UK holds the majority, which I think is around 22%. But then you have Germany, Netherlands, and some other countries which also are not left out. When it comes to its dividend, this stock pays around 18 cents monthly dividend, which works out to yield around 9.5% at current prices. I don't own any of this stock under my portfolio as of yet, but it's on my watch list, and I'm thinking of maybe taking a small portion under my portfolio. Lastly, this last stock that I want to talk about that pays a monthly dividend is AGNC. Now, one important thing that you need to know when it comes to AGNC is that all of AGNC's investments are guaranteed by the US government or by a government sponsored entity. So credit risk is essentially none. But just like any other business, there is a risk when it comes to AGNC, because this REIT is certainly not risk-free. You also have to understand that mortgage REITs borrow at cheaper short-term rates using leverage to boost their returns. Now, this can be a problem when the Federal Reserve is raising rates. Now, the ideal time to buy a mortgage rate is when longer-term rates are relatively high and the Fed is starting to lower rates. In that kind of market, mortgage REITs practically have a license to print money. Well, that is not today, so you may as well just keep on watching this rate for the risk that I've talked about. But at the same time, like I said, AGNC pays a 10.1% monthly dividend. So it's pretty hard to pass on. Now, I own some shares in this stock, and actually, just like Realty Income, I'm planning to add more and more money because I see AGNC not going anywhere anytime soon. So that was it when it comes to my three favorite monthly paying stocks. Now, as you know, my dream is to retire off of dividends, and mixing both monthly and quarterly dividend paying stocks works for me. And I completely understand if it doesn't work for you. And that's why you need to do your research before you invest in any of these companies. Because like I've always said in my videos, or what I said at the beginning of my video, risk is involved when it comes to investing. So you got to look at your strategy and see what do you see yourself investing in that works for you. So we have come to the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And for those of you who have not subscribed, please subscribe by hitting the red button below so you can join the family of investing, and also not miss any of my videos that I post weekly. Thank you, and have a good week.